Now, one of the things I can point out here as well, one of the things I've done, and I'm going to show you here. So here I've painted over these with that transparent paint as I showed you before. And then on the other side, you'll see these look a bit different. They look a bit more matte. And that's because I've actually painted those, and they look rusty because they're actually painted with rust. So actual rust. Because nothing quite looks like rust other than rust. So I actually have these little pots of this is rust. So I make this and sell it in the shop. Call it real rust because that's what it is. And this is what I was using last night. So it's just a powder. You can use it as a powder, or you can use it with a vehicle like water. In this case, I've got water with a little bit of alcohol on, just kind of get some of the soluble components, and then I'm just brushing over this. A piece of decal film slipped me there. And that's just going to leave a thin layer of this rust dust. So iron oxide particles actually on that paint give you that dusty rust look. It's not the end of the weathering here, really it's just the beginning. But obviously it dries very matte because rust is pretty matte. And then I can put other weathering powders for the smoke, etc. on top of that. So that's what that is. That's how I achieve that look there. So next step on this obviously is washes and some oil work, and then it'll be pretty much done. But decal's now on. Let's really kind of finish it off. Okay, so you can see here we've got the cockpit. I've actually put an oil wash on this side, and I haven't put an oil wash on this side, just to give you guys a bit of a view as to how it changes. So this side I've just put basically an oil wash all over all of the kind of main angles of where I want to create shadow. So this black wash is just really to create false shadows, so depth. This isn't really to create dirt or anything. I'm going to do a separate wash for that. Now I have put a wash on this, on the seat, which you can probably see. But basically anywhere where there are pieces sticking out or anything, just putting some of the wash here. Now this will actually stain the surface, but what I want it to do is collect in those areas that might have more shadow. So you can see I've also done a brown wash on here. And you can see it's quite shiny because obviously I did have this gloss to just help the flow of the wash. And then when it dries, what I've done is just used these little cotton bud applicators. You've seen me use these before, these little makeup sponges, to just take off the excess. So just to remove it from the high points. So here, for instance, I can do it. I don't really want to get it too far in there because I don't want to take it off where you want it in. But that's the kind of thing to remove it off big areas. So it creates that illusion of shadow. don't think I put it on this before either, so let's just quickly put it on the rudder pedal as well. And you can see I've done it on various other pieces as well. So I've done it on the back plate, and again just dotted some little. See how it stains into the acrylic as well. So I just want to create some tonal variation with this as well. So you can see I've also done it over the sides. This has also had a matte wash just to secure everything in. So we've got like dirt on these handles and stuff, just to make it look a little bit more lived in. Same here for the other side. We've got the oxygen regulator, the hose which I painted, this little handle, charging handle, electrical cut-off box. And I've also gone ahead and weathered the engine. So this has had all of the oils put on, and both black and brown oils. Just brings out all the detail, creates some false shadows, makes it look grimy and lived in. And I'm really happy with how that engine looks. It's quite beautiful. The one I haven't done is the control column here. I'm just going to quickly give that a quick wash. So, the instrument panel. Now I had an absolute disaster with this because my shroud for the microphone is a big, heavy metal thing with foam in it. It actually fell off the computer and hit this and actually completely snapped off this lower section here. Now, fortunately, it hit it so hard it snapped it off completely, and now it's glued on. You can't really see where it happened. But I do, of course, need to wash this. So go ahead, just a nice wash. I'm avoiding the dials because I want to put resin on the dials. And if you watch the Hurricane build, you'll see what I did there. Now I'll show you guys this as well. I could have done that after doing the resin, this piece, but I don't honestly think it really makes much difference. You've got to be careful with both, whatever. There we go, just gives that little bit of depth and definition. And again, I will wipe off the excess once it's dry. Okay, so if you've seen the Revell Sea Hurricane video, then you know what is coming next. I am going to put UV resin on these decals to represent the glass faces of these instruments. See, I've already matted down the instrument panel here. Putting a very thin layer UV resin on each of these dial faces. This one down here. That's all of them there. And then we're just going to use our little UV nail bar light to cure those in place. There we go. Okay, so we've got all the cockpit components here now. This is where I'm at. This is kind of what I'm going to be putting together. This is enough for me, just out of the box. I think this looks pretty damn good. So now it's just a matter of, can we get it all together and seal it all up? That's what I'm going to do now. Okay, so we've come to that time to put the cockpit actually into fuselage halves. And I've scraped paint away from all of the mating surfaces across here, including tail and everywhere I can think of. The way that this goes in, it actually, you sort of have to offer this side kind of diagonally to get this into that little slot there. So that's what I'm going to do first. So I'm going to put liberal amounts of liquid cement here. And kind of offer this up. Lifting it into that position. Like so. I'm relying mainly on this joint at the moment. And also coming back and cementing all of this along the way. Trying to make sure we've got that fitted properly. I think we have, as far as I can see anyway. Now we do of course need to put the control column in. Again, let's get plenty of cement located at the front. That goes in quite nicely. It's good. Now we can think about bringing the other half in, which is a little less involved on the cockpit side. So basically we just need to make sure that we get this groove in. So we've got that there, and then the rest of the fuselage fits up very nicely around it. So that's the dry fit. And let's do it again once more with feeling, as they say. So the main piece is, well, the main thing to do is make sure that you get this side seated, and the rest of the fuselage kind of doesn't have any issues, I don't think. Mine is very slightly warped, but nothing that makes a real difference here. You can see it doesn't really want to go together at the front here. you're going to fix that with a little crocodile clamp, like so. That is all good. And the rest of the fuselage is a pretty good fit, with the tail section here sort of pressing in, giving us quite a good positive location. We do need to go back and give it a little bit more cement. Run that all the way down. Do the same at the top. And if you think I'm using a lot of cement, it's because I kind of am. It doesn't really matter. It's going to discolor the plastic for sure. If you don't touch it, it won't have any of the adverse effects. One thing I'm going to do here though, just have my clamp here, is I am going to clamp this. This does need some decent amount of pressure on that to bring that in. Okay, check we're okay on this side. We are, and then I think we're good. And we can let that fully dry before moving on. Okay, so I want to put this piece in now before these pieces completely dry. I've put them in, but they still have flexibility. Now, this actually isn't as easy as you think with those pieces already in. This piece isn't that bad to get in, but if you've got the seat belts in, they do catch at the top. I wanted to put the seat belts in first because I thought that would be easier than trying to sort of maneuver them in afterwards. What I would do if I was doing this again, I would actually attach this piece to the cockpit before bringing the sides in. I think that would work a lot better. And that's the sequence that I wish I had used, but unfortunately didn't. But I'm just going to use these tweezers just to bend those, and that then works very nicely. And that fits in all very well. And then these we can manipulate a little bit, just get those nicely locked in place before the cement dries. And then we can just run liquid cement into the back here. I'm going to be quite liberal here because I don't have anything there. I'm not opening up that panel. I think it would kind of detract from what I'm doing overall. You know, sometimes you can make things too busy, and I think that's what that would do in this case. But the fit here is good. It's nice, so we have no issues getting that in. And then of course we do have the plate and the instrument panel. Now the instrument panel also has these tiny Where have they gone? These don't say I've lost them. No. These tiny little handles to put on. So I'm going to put those on and then put this in. This, actually, again, isn't quite as easy as it could be. You've got to sort of put it in an angle before pulling it across. Put there, otherwise it won't quite fit because, of course, it is flared here. Fine on that side, it's flat, but it's flared on the other one. So I'm going to put these little tiny handles on now. So we need to cut that one off. And the red handle goes on the right side. In here. Ah. And that's where it broke off before. So we need to glue that back on. Now, for those of you who don't know why that broke off, it was because my sound shield for my microphone, which is a big heavy metal thing, fell off, and I thought I'd got away with it, but it had fallen directly on this and sheared it off completely. Not great. That's a lot of glue we put there. I didn't mean to put that much on. We'll use a little cotton bud. Take up the majority of that. Anything. Little vertical handle like so. I think it's the emergency release for the landing gear. Okay, so I'm going to get this little handle in. And it goes to a jaunty angle. Then we can put all of this. I mentioned you kind of got to get it in like so, and then finagle it around. There we go. There we have the cockpit. I did put this piece in. Now it's such a tight fit. I didn't glue this in, but it actually just snap fits, so I'm not going to pull it out and mess with it because I think I'll do more harm than good. But there it is, the very tight cockpit of the 109 in rather glorious detail.